Hi, welcome to the daily analysis with volume profile price action auction theory. Today is February the 10th, and let's start with Dow Jones. We can see this structure we talked about some days ago. This is a wedge, a cradle, and this structure, as I always say, it usually breaks in with a violent move. So let's see, because the compression at this zone is very, very strong, and let's see where the prices go. If we take a look at the common time frame for analysis for intraday, this 1 hour time frame, we can see we still are in this rectangle dominated by these two zones of price action. The higher, about 34,224, and the lower one, about 33,645. So what are the targets for today? Really the same that yesterday. First one, this point, the lowest point of yesterday, about 33,612, and if it breaks, next step would be 33,502. About higher targets. First one, the most important, perhaps 33,976. This zone of final of VWAP line, weekly VWAP. Next step, this high volume node, 34,077, and last one, the daily VPOC, naked VPOC, 34,221. If we take a look at S&P, we can see here there was a very strong trend line that yesterday it seems to be broken. So let's see what are the targets. Talking about this price action structure, first step would be 4,075. It almost touched this zone, only a few ticks. Really, here we have this high volume node, 4,068. Next step will be 4,055, and the last one for me would be 4,036. Of course, the zone of 4,000 is full of options. It's a typical target. So it could go to this zone if it's a really break. What about higher targets? Let's see that for me it's only one really useful, is this weekly VPOC, the current weekly VPOC, 4,125. Yes, there is here a final of VWAP line, but for me is the most important. Then we can follow this line, this downtrend line, and if the price rises, we could touch this zone. But let's see, it's all about touching this weekly current VPOC, 4,124 approx. Let's see Nasdaq. Here there was a great target. Here we have this wedge. It was broken, and next target was this zone, high volume node, final of VWAP. Here we had the marked, and we have touched it, 12,405. What happens? Here is an uptrend line, strong, and now we are close to this line. So if it breaks, we could go to this price action zone, this all maximum of a week, 12,307, and the next one, this high volume node dominated by this daily naked VPOC at 12,131. About higher targets, if the price rebounds on this uptrend line, the main target would be this point, current weekly VPOC, about 12,551. Then we have this downtrend line. If the prices go to this point, next target would be the downtrend line, this price action typical structure. Okay, let's see what happens with light oil. Light oil, the price went down, touched these two targets, weekly VWAP and the price action zone dominated by this all weekly VPOC. We touched and rebounded. What happens? Here, talking about auction theory, we have this profile, and you can see it's a P shape, and when we have these shapes, we can take as a possible target the projection of the structure to get a perfect symmetry. It would take the price to approx this zone, this price action zone, 82.65. But we have a problem now. We are exactly on the weekly VPOC. There are two great possibilities. One, to get the symmetry and go to the higher points. First step, this high volume of 68.92. Second, this weekly VPOC about 80.20. This final of VWAP line about 80.96, and then this zone. So the symmetry will be completed. About second possibility, long trades trapped in this zone and the price goes down. This zone will be all these long trades, these calls will be trapped, and we could go to lower targets. What are these lower targets? First step, same like yesterday, 77 and 8. Second one, this rectangle with the lower zone on 76 and 11. Next step, 75 and 32. Next step, 73 and 84. But it's a very difficult point now, because it's the place of decision. Go to the symmetry or go down. Let's see what happens, and time will tell us what is the final decision of the price. What about gold? We had this wedge. We always say that if this channel is not exactly between a channel and a wedge, and it got broken. What were the targets? First one, weekly VPOC. Second one, this price action zone with high volume node, and is the point where we are. Next step, if it's a break, if it's the typical A, B, C, beware, because the long leg of this movement will take us to a very low target, about this zone, this high density zone. We can mark it with this profile, okay? And if we take a look if we take a look here, we can see there is a high volume node. This is the long term with the daily. We can see that here we have a strong zone of volume. Yes, we have here now a support, is exactly where we are, but if the price is attracted by this great zone, these high volume nodes, first step 1826 and 1809. Well, let's return and let's see. Then lower targets, first one, weekly VPOC, naked weekly VPOC 1845. Next step would be another weekly naked VPOC 1823. About higher targets, first one, return to this weekly VPOC 1881. Next step, this price action zone, the maximum of yesterday 1901. And next step, all this zone that begins at 1931 and ends at 1942. Let's see what happens with DAX. Let's refresh the data. Okay, we have this uptrend line. Now it's about to be broken. What happened? We have an uptrend, a clear uptrend, and we say the typical target is if it's a pullback, the projection of this pullback is a clear target of 15,763. What happens if it fails? When it fails so clearly, sometimes is the beginning of the end of the trend. So beware, but if it touches and goes down, well, perhaps it's building another pullback. But in these cases, we must beware of possible sudden drops. Now we are here. Now we are in a high volume node. So let's see what are the targets. About higher targets, price action zone 15,516. Next zone, maximum. Okay. About lower targets, weekly, the current weekly VPOC at 15,397. We can see this is a high density zone. It's not only a point, but a high density zone that concludes at this price action zone. All maximums. This price action zone is critical. It ends at the final of VWAP, 15,308. If it gets broken, next step for me, very clear, would be this zone, this naked weekly VPOC at 15,178. Well, that's all. Have a nice weekend. See you on Monday. Bye.